So I'm going to talk about content. And when you are talking about content, it's like when you are talking about cooking. So it means you need to have a very important accessory. Give me 1 second.
So he's going to talk content and more. So this is a secret recipe.
So French people are all the time talking about good food. So having a good content, you know, you need to have
a relaxed apron to be ready to talk about content. So I'd like to talk to you about a new concept called e-community, which is a combination of e-commerce, news and community.
You last accessory for the recipe.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Sorry. I don't have my title. Okay. So, very shortly about RelaxNews. We are a content provider. We are based in Paris, and our specialty is lifestyle. We see ourselves as a source of leisure news, and as you can see here, Mark from Facebook is like very much the relaxed water. So we provide content in 4 fields: well-being, housing, entertainment, and tourism. We are about 100 people in Paris, and we are a listed company on NICE Internet. The way we provide content to our clients, it's a combination of consulting, content, animation, technology. In the field of luxury, we work with Luxe, which is a very famous blog in the field of luxury, which is based in Hong Kong, but we work as well with Plaza Athénée, with Elle, with Cartier, or L'Oréal as well. I'm sure you are very familiar with Reuters or Associated Press, and we provide a wire like they do, but not with bad news, with good news. When you are talking about lifestyle, it's really talking about good news, so we are a source of good news, and we have clients for that all around the world. So far, it's a service which exists in English, in French. It will be launched in Brazil in 2 months. And the reason of my presence here is the fact that we, of course, consider to launch in the Russian market. Just to think about recognition, the fact is, leisure news is really something that appeals to people all around the world for a very simple reason, which is there is a trend called leisuration, which means that people spend more and more time and money from Moscow to Shanghai, from Shanghai to Los Angeles. All the people want to have more and more information about leisure, and media and brands put more and more leisure news on their headlines. So I'm going to focus on my friend from Pure Agency was talking about Net-a-Porter, which is a fantastic example of what I call e-community, which means the growing convergence between e-commerce or e-communication, news and community. And we do believe that there is not only an opportunity for the brands, but maybe soon an emergency for the brand which will not be involved in being an e-community. Why? Because there is something very simple, and I think today was a very good example of that. We are really moving from traditional advertising to contentizing. It means that the content, I think, will be more and more key for every brand strategy, from luxury, of course, but also in all the pieces of business. And I'd like to share with you a recent issue from the Harvard Business Review. It was in March, and it was titled "Advertising That Works." And among others information, well, look at this chart showing that social media is probably the best investment you can do in terms of advertising regarding others. And again, I think all the presentation of today were very good confirmation of it. So what is e-community about? Economicity, this is a terrible word, so sorry for that. It was invented in San Francisco with this guy, which is Professor Peter Young. Peter teaches social media in Berkeley, journalism in San Jose. He's a member of the Digital Emmy Awards. And together, after 5 or 6 glasses of champagne, we were talking about this green convergence between e-commerce, e-communication, news and community. We were thinking about a word to really define this trend, and we thought that e-community was a good way of defining this trend. And again, when you look at Net-a-Porter, when you look at eBay and the new strategy of eBay of adding content to favor the business, it's really something which is really, really important. So, why the community approach is relevant in the luxury world? For me, there are 3 key reasons. First of all, well, we all heard about logo fatigue already. We all know that brands are trying to really deeply market the brand. And I think the best way to market a luxury brand is really to deliver good quality content to people. One, it's only about artificial marketing. It's not luxury, it's not long term, it's very risky. And so clearly, when you are talking about combining communication, content and community, it's the most strategical way of building a strategy. The second element is speak up. Well, you know, we are absolutely open business. So we were talking again about Net-a-Porter performance with amazing level of sales. But it means that if people from the luxury industry are not involved in building community, other people, start-upers, will do it on their behalf, which is really a pity. And clearly digital as well means that the famous historical mystery from luxury brands, of course, it's very important to manage a brand when you are a luxury brand. But because of the digital, or thanks to the digital, brands have to do it in a new way. And again, this combination of content, community, and e-communication or e-commerce is really something which is important. In addition to that, there is a very important business issue. We are in a very nice hotel. If you look at the business of hospitality, they benefited a lot from the internet, but also they are very dependent from bookers. Bookers, they take 22% of the business from hotels when they drive the traffic. Thanks to a good content strategy, a lot of hotels all around the world are really starting a very virtuous circle by having more and more direct sales, because they have a good and direct sales coming from good quality content and less dependent from bookers as well. Well, we talked already about Net-a-Porter. When you are talking about what Hermès is doing about his jumping, which is a jumping event, which is a good leverage for them to not only produce content but to engage a community. Mr. Porter, again, is a good example. We talked already about Burberry. So there are excellent examples of brands finding good combination between e-commerce or e-communication, news and community. I'd like to show you 2 examples outside the luxury world. One is obviously Red Bull. It's very interesting. This brand, it's really a content brand. So they are a media, and they have an amazing coverage from all around the world. The level of awareness, of engagement on social media is absolutely fantastic, and for me, it's a great example of marketing innovation. I'm sure you don't know OSP Group. It's one of the leaders of the e-commerce business in the United States on the field of king-size business. And the site you have here, it's curvysession.com. This is a new initiative, a media initiative taken by this company, which is a client. And they wanted to, like Net-a-Porter in a sense, they don't want to be only e-commerce player, they want to develop really a media property. They want to engage community, so that's why they decided to create this community on which the community will share information, ideas, and it's still on the beta version, and they had amazing comments about that, which really confirms that the content can be a big and very positive leverage for brands. In terms of, there are many brands who are, I think, able to become economicity in their business. If you take airlines, Air France, for instance, has a huge marketing things to do to premiumize the image, Rolex. Here, if you take the example of the famous gum store, it's something that would have, I think, fantastic opportunities as well to develop this combination. And just a way of defining a good editorial concept, and I will finish on that. I think there are really three rules to look at. The first is when you are a brand, every brand has its own DNA. So it's very important to really focus on the brand DNA. Secondly, to give a media dimension via the editorial concept. And of course, to encourage engagement via the editorial concept. So for instance, when we were talking this morning about eBay, I'm surprised that eBay, which is a fantastic e-commerce platform, which has a fantastic community all around the world. It's good news to see eBay starting to do this combination of e-commerce, news and community, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of eBay. Imagine if eBay will launch, let's say, an eBay session, a lot of conversation about fashion, about technology. I'm sure they will do a fantastic hit all around the world because they have an enormous community in all this field. So the conclusion, of course, is let's relax. Thank you.